Hey guys, how's it going? It's 8-Bit Eric, in the next Forza Horizon game, Forza Horizon 6, might have just leaked due to a new job listing. We see this happen all the time in the video game industry, so it's not really a big surprise. I mean, with the success that Forza Horizon 5 had, I believe that actually sold how many copies? Over 10 million, I believe. Yeah, 10 million people in total played Forza Horizon 5 across all platforms, including Xbox One and Xbox Series S and X. So, huge success, critically acclaimed series. It's no brainer that there's going to be a next title in that series. But yeah, this job listing was posted by Playground Games recently, and it's hinting at a level designer job that they need. So let's go ahead and take a look at this quickly right here. So again, this ain't really earth-shattering, groundbreaking news, but it's something that is of interest. It shows that they are already quickly working on it. So you can see right here, level designer for Playground Games, and it was posted 3 days ago. So they're accepting applications. It says they're looking for a level designer to join Forza Horizon team. As a member of the design team on a AAA title, you'll take responsibility for large sections of the game's level design, as well as mentoring and leading junior teammates. So they'll be on the level design team for their next AAA title, responsible for creating fun, playable gameplay experiences. During pre-production, you will work closely with environment artists to create and iterate white box environments which prove core gameplay concepts. So right here, they're saying environment artist. One of the main things with the Forza Horizon series is indeed, I guess, the realisticness of the environment. The seasons change in the game. You have, forest, woods, mountains. Sorry, I didn't mean to cling my bottle of water into the microphone. But yeah, one of the things that's highly acclaimed of the Forza series is the environment, the open world of the game series and stuff like this. Now they're mentioning that they'll be using 3ds Max proprietary tools to mark up these environments with detailed gameplay info and tune this gameplay into high quality console experience. So they are talking about a console AAA game. Yeah. So definitely hinting. I mean, what else could it be in regards to Playground Games bringing something out there? What else in the world it could be? But also a speculation here. So take it with a grain of salt. But another thing to take with a grain of salt is the other news that I am seeing today. And this is the fact that a Nintendo Direct is being teased by an insider. So anytime you see Nintendo Direct tease or insiders and that, again, you have to take it with a grain of salt. But this is being teased by a well-regarded Nintendo insider throughout this. And I believe their name is Emily Rogers. So this is on Family Boards. I'm not familiar with any Nintendo forums or anything. I really don't do forums anymore. I used to do that in the 90s. So I think the last Nintendo Direct that happened was back in February. So it's been radio silent. We're, a month away from E3 season, where Nintendo will have their own showcase presentation, reveal a lot of huge things and games that are coming in the next year or two, maybe even in the next 6 months. They tend to like to stay where the stuff is coming out ASAP instead of teasing something that's never going to come out. Even though Metroid Prime 4, I'm looking at you, Bayonetta 3. But anyway, so they are hinting that the next Nintendo Direct will be taking soon, but they said the following words. So you can see right here. It says, speaking of Fama boards recently, we're going to go to the paragraph that's on this article. Nintendo insider Emily Rogers seemed to indicate that a new Direct will be happening somewhat soon, and a comment on a thread that dealt with predicting when the next Direct would take place. Rogers asked those on the forum if they were fans of indie games. Although this might not seem like much of a tease at face value, many took this as a hint that a new Indie World Direct would be coming from Nintendo somewhat soon. Rogers didn't provide any more specifics about when this Indie World presentation could be happening, but based on how Nintendo has operated in the past, it seems like it could transpire at some point this month. I find that it would be interesting if they did decide to do an Indie World Direct, because not necessarily would there be any huge game reveals that are like groundbreaking that I could think of right now. And they tend to save some of the huge announcements for June, usually, around E3 time, for their huge Nintendo Direct presentation that they're going to have. So outside of some, I guess, recent indie games of the last year or so that have been big hits that haven't come to the Nintendo Switch yet, I can't really see much in way of any kind of groundbreaking news if there is an indie world direct. But at the same time, it would be good to just get those indie games out of the way so they could focus on the heavy hitters for a real Nintendo Direct in June. So yeah, again, when you hear the term insider Nintendo Direct, always take it with a grain of salt because a lot of times this stuff doesn't happen. So I just wanted to go ahead and talk about that. I personally am holding my breath. I don't see anything huge being revealed until June when Nintendo does have an actual Nintendo Direct showcase presentation, which hopefully we will get an update on Metroid Prime 4. We'll get an update on Breath of the Wild 2. We'll get an update on Bayonetta 3. Maybe one more final update on Splatoon 3, which is supposed to be coming out in September anyway. I believe we have Mario Strikers coming out in July. So, yeah, it's about that time where, even though E3 isn't happening at site or, online, Microsoft, Nintendo, and Sony are still going to have their own showcases. Companies tend to have these big announcements in the month of June so that, they can advertise what they're going to have ready for the fall and the holidays. I feel that this is going to be an important and crucial year when it comes to all three of the companies making sure they have some releases out there. Let's be honest, since Halo came out, Xbox has kind of been bone dry, but I think they're hiding a lot of huge reveals for the month of June. Sony's been probably just as dry too. I mean, outside of some remasters or re-releases like Uncharted and stuff like that, who knows? Nintendo's been trying. We had a WarioWare come out. We had Nintendo Switch Sports come out. We're having Mario Strikers. But it honestly seems like everybody's been going through the motions just to get through the last year. So there's been good games. Don't get me wrong. But, indie devs and third-party devs have been carrying the gaming industry for quite some time. So I'm looking forward to some pretty good reveals coming up pretty soon. So, I mean, shit, we could probably have a Forza Horizon 6 tease if they're looking for job listings already. I don't know how often they make those games. They can't be yearly, right? But then again, this would be the 6th one. So maybe, maybe just quite possibly they could be. But yeah, Indie World Direct. What do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts down below. I'll see you on the next one. Thank you for watching.